Yeah.
Very nice, yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
yeah. Yeah, okay, yes.
I'll play the jingle
Is this okay? Yeah. Okay.
Sixth form days, leaving college shoulder to shoulder, 10 man deep, deflecting stares and floating the quiet boys down the waves of our laughter, pushing stories into the shy spaces of the brittle bonds built between us with words we use for man like bruv, like cuz, like blood, like fam. Like fam. We were gentle boys, lost in the slipstream of the cheekbones in front of us. Who was the first to chisel at his edges, call them hard and leave a wake for us to follow in? Who was the first to split the sea and pave the only road through it with dumbbells and black skin? Who was the first to body pop like shards of glass and bullet holes in windows that he saw himself reflected in? We left for college early and came home later than we told our mums, with shoulder bags of gym clothes flattened by our books and sheathed inside beside the library stamps, knives with black handles that we'd stolen from our mother's kitchens. We used them to scar the road with anchor points in case the sea came crashing in. We didn't know back then. We didn't know back then that us boys had to learn to swim, cause floating weren't enough for when the tide would pull us into men. The road beneath us glittering with moonlight soaking heavy skin that tied us down despite the way it sparkled. How did our reflections lock us into visions of ourselves we never really recognized? Disguised in angles of refracted light, we were bad like bad was good, like bad was black, like bad was fact, like we were bad. Car, true say we were born like that. Our futures built on absent pasts and myths that we could never swim, so we scarred the roads we walked in skin. In case the sea came crashing in, we anchored ourselves to the lost boys in front of us. Floating points with broken compasses lost at sea like 10 man deep. In frowns that stroked our skins and rippled out as if we'd skipped stones off each other's faces. Can you place this boy inside the man? Can you see him floating along the current of the other boy's laughter, breaking his ribs as he tries to grow an ego to fit the fear reflected in the eyes of his peers? Boys with bruises that swirl like the threat of waves before they crash. Storms predicted by the weathermen who never learned to love the wind but hollered as they chased tornadoes, so we learned to run. Forgot that we could always swim. And stopped listening for the soothing sound of the sea becoming shells. Becoming shells, becoming shells, becoming shells that didn't sing.
Hello, Refuge Worldwide. Jojo here, speaking live from the Pandora studio at the Guess Who Festival in Utrecht. I'm here with music journalist and author Emma Warren, Julian Brimmers from COSMOS, George Patrick, aka No Plastic, Richard Ackingbane, and Jazz, aka Shiru from Refuge Worldwide.
We will be here for the next few days in collaboration with COSMOS for a 4-day broadcast, hosting artist interviews, in-depth conversations, and DJ sets. And over the next hour, we'll introduce the broadcast, speak about the Refuge collaboration with COSMOS, and play some tracks from artists that we're excited to see performing today and over the next few days at La Guess Who.
That first track was Young Swimmer by Wulu, feat Rowan I Need, and Wulu's performing later today. Next up is Armor Freestyle by Black Hen.
get close when I'm close. Right round like I want to.
Shook up the wine in the dark. She knows she need me, I keep all these feelings apart. Arm around me, permanent scar. Take care of my arm, 2 cheeks on her wrist. Cut on the glass, prayer don't shard. Arm around me, they see me bleed. I'm in the east, arm around me, they see me bleed. Death on the screen, cause it's death what I mean. Arm around me, I'm in the east, they see me bleed.
Julian, could you tell us a little bit more about the Refuge Worldwide collaboration with Legacy and COSMOS specifically?
Yeah. We're super happy to have everyone in this room. We are in Studio Pandora. It's like this makeshift radio booth that's always in the main venue of Legacy. It's called TivoliVredenburg. It's just like this crazy mall-like space with, I don't know, like how many venues, club kind of situations are in here, but it's perfect for a festival like Legacy. And we've been starting to do this COSMOS radio collaboration last year. It was just so nice because everyone needs to do something and wants to drop by, like all these artists that are literally in the building. Some of them will perform in the churches of the city, but most of them are actually in the building. So we get tons of people to drop by and just do something from here, whether it's DJ sets or like longer interviews that we can just host from here. It's like a nice bar and lounge area outside. And we were just looking for like someone to help us put this together. And then obviously Refuge Worldwide and COSMOS, we already have this ongoing partnership, and it was just like a no-brainer to ask you guys to come over and help us carry this broadcast for the next 4 days.
Yeah, we're very excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, what I wanted to mention really quick is just, so Legacy obviously is this festival that happens every month, every year in the month of November in Utrecht. Great Utrecht pronunciation, by the way.
I tried.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm trying like really hard as well. But COSMOS basically was born out of Legacy's mission to highlight different music scenes and underrepresented music locales from around the world. And to not only be able to do that once a year, COSMOS was founded as this, having these eyes and ears all around the world to report back in the form of like films, mixtapes, interviews, the written word, in any way that we can basically highlight people that we work with around the globe. And this is kind of the highlight for us as well, because it's all coming together in this beautiful space.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm here as well, and I guess I should introduce myself through the use of my voice. My name's Emma Warren, and I was really happy to be invited to come and join you on the broadcasts. Myself and Julian will be hosting the 4 to 5 p.m. slots every day, and we'll all be just kind of chipping in a very friendly and familiar way, which is the vibration I'm very much getting from Legacy. It's my first time here, but everything I've always heard about it has just been, wow, this festival's amazing, you've got to come. So I'm thrilled to be here. And we've got another tune lined up, a bit of a collaborative choice. This is Na Bonsai.
Path ain't just the Western math, buried drawing the map. We're calling for. Maybe we're moving, maybe we're moving. Where the future is the past, where the future is the past now. We know we're fighting, we know that they're lying, we know that the lights are going.
Detroit with Planet Paralysis. We're here on the first broadcast at Le Guess Who this year. I'm Emma Warren, but Julian Brimmers, organizer
What
of all
up?
these things, tell us what should we know about that tune, about that artist, about that
About
aspect
Na
of Detroit, yeah.
Bonsai. Actually, I think Na's coming in today as well. She's going to play a set later on these radio waves. An artist from Detroit, part of the UMA Underground Music Academy enterprise that Wajid, Detroit legend, set up there. It's kind of like a music school, but also like you can learn all the basic skills that you need if you want to be a producer or someone in music, also the history of the music. And Na is, I think she's also one of the educators there, but someone from that environment basically, and super happy to have her later on, because it's crazy. Like, this song sounds very different than what she's been putting out a few years ago. It can go from like very straight up jazz to very weird electronic stuff, more dancey stuff, and this kind of culminated everything in there.
Detroit has wide styles, shall we say.
Absolutely, yeah.
What's the next kind of wide style you've got for us?
The next, it's a very wild style, I would say. So I guess who kind of is a place for music discovery and for, I would even say, like lesser known artists sometimes. But Kim Gordon is going to play today. Obviously, Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth fame and her own fame, of Kim Gordon fame. And I was kind of blown away by the new record she put out, The Collective, especially by this one track called Candy House, because it summons like Memphis rap, like Tommy Wright III, like really like murder rap, basically. If you've ever heard that kind of rap music, then you know exactly what I'm talking about when we play it, because there's something in the beat just sounds exactly like it. It might even be a sample. Yeah.
So let's hear it.
Yeah. Run track.
Give up your
gorilla glued to my back, stands cold. Crazy, I've been looking for advancements, bashful in the bashment. Blood, sweat, tears, and taxes, I had to stop asking. for what a nigga or a bitch can't get me. No Allah will let me take what's meant for the czar. Hard to tell you the sun when your niggas are stars. Had to mark where it start. In my youth, getting hot, throwing darts. Union Square Park, the Flatbush niggas was like Mecca at the time, not the memory lane. I'm just saying, I got my style in them days. My young bull said to reapply it. Hard to light the spliff without crying tears of joy. Cause the pain don't go away, fuck what niggas say. Sit still and find a way, go long, let's make a play. End of the day, we eat what we kill. Keep a magazine filled, but then Corona killed the disco. Right when I learned how to dance, mad made plans, God laughed. Minor league bags, bad contracts. What you expect when you a walk on? Which block will you be outlined in chalk on? Take yours, my nigga. Take yours.
Reach the end of the block of my 9-5s. My life wild, niggas out here living divine. Lies is quite foul. Since a youth they said I was wise. Call me the golden child. I saw right through the deception. Learned my soul was a weapon. Tongue was a sword. Heart was a shield. Mine was a cannon. Granted, living life and my father's reflection. He was a legend. Only difference is I didn't push keys. I pushed my pen across the paper with ease. Instead of valleys, I missed some Jordan 3s. The kid balanced like 75 degrees. Sweats and a white tee, still above you on a daily, grooving at my own pace. It's just me in the road, sitting behind the wheel. I'm winning this race. On a good day, I probably smoke a zip to the face and let my thoughts erase.
Yes, yes, that was Too Afraid to Dance by Chuck Strangers featuring Remy Banks. Chuck Strangers is an MC from Brooklyn, also spent quite a lot of time in LA, but is now back in Brooklyn, and he's in Utrecht as well. He's going to play tonight at Echo, and chances are good that he's also dropping by over here for an interview, so I'm very much looking forward to that as well.
Thank you, Julian. Emma, you've come from London and will be hosting the daily Le Guess Who radio here in Pandora studio. But you're also here to host a workshop on documenting your culture.
That's right.
Could you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah. In the pandemic times, those olden days times, I made a pamphlet called Document Your Culture. And it kind of happened for various reasons, but I just tried to synthesize everything that I'd picked up over many, many years of understanding why it was really important that people told their own cultural stories, and that the stuff that we do when we're making things from the ground up with our friends because we have to is culturally valuable, and someone else is inevitably going to come along and try and rinse us for it. And if we own our own stories, then by we, I mean those of us that are making things together with our friends from the ground up, can advocate better for the spaces to do these things in them, can explain why this stuff matters, and also maybe benefit from our stories as we're doing the things, rather than retrospectively someone going, oh, this thing that happened many years ago is amazing, because that also does not help with simple things like paying the rent. So
it sure doesn't.
It sure doesn't. And, you know, I really respect all the people doing these things now when it's so much harder to try and be involved in like making your own things, when also it's almost impossible to like keep a roof over your head. It's just extremely impressive. So, so I made this pamphlet, Document Your Culture. People really responded well to it. It's kind of like manual style in the sense of it attempting to be instructional. This is a thing you could do. And if you want to do it, you can. And so I've been all over the place doing Document Your Culture workshops.
Amazing.
Really, which is just me with a load of archive stuff from home that I've brought with me. Like magazines, zines, little publications people have made, quite a lot of very analog things. To just like lay it out on a table and just say, here are some things people have made. What kind of things are you making? What can we take from this, old stuff, new stuff, to help inform the stories that we want to make now?
Incredible, thank you. And for the participants here in Utrecht at Le Guess Who, when are you holding your workshop?
So I'm doing, that's on Sunday afternoon. I got up at 3:45 this morning.
Damn.
And so my exact ability to like tell you times and dates is somewhat limited, and also generally don't trust me on times and dates.
Okay.
I'm much better at other things, but
I hear
like
you.
practicalities are my worst suit. but it's soon and it's on the lineup.
Perfect. Check the timetable. I guess he has a cute app.
It certainly does.
I also want to say apologies for getting you on the train at 3 something, because I always forget like that London is kind of like a big thing, like a big city, and it takes you time to go there.
The 6
So
a.m. Eurostar requires a 3:45 a.m. alarm.
Brutal, yeah. So double thanks for being here and on time as well.
Yeah, thank you. South London provides.
Jazz is going to play our next track.
Yes, I have a track from Kahil El-Zabar, who is going to be coming into the studio a bit later than planned. We planned to have an interview with him at 7, but now it's going to be 8. So make sure if you wanted to tune in for that, make sure you tune in a bit later. And yeah, if you don't know who Kahil El-Zabar is, you'll find out in the interview. So you should come back and listen. But first, I'm just going to play a track from his new release, the band that he's here with, the ensemble he's here with, on Ethnic Heritage Ensemble, and the track is called Great Black Music.
What a beautiful, beautiful track. Wow. Jazz, you're here alongside myself, George, and Richard to host artist interviews on the broadcast over the coming days. What's on your agenda? Who will you be speaking to, and what should we keep our eyes on?
Well, I'm really excited that today I've got 2 amazing interviews lined up. I am first interviewing Sonic Interventions. They will be coming on after this show, so that's the next show, so stick around for 5. This amazing collective, jazz collective out of Berlin. I was actually on the train over here with them this morning. So I'll be reunited with them to talk about also their new release. They have an album out, listen to some music, talk about their influences.
True, the album comes out soon, no?
I think it's the 21st of November.
Yeah.
So very soon, their first album on Agogo Records. So that's very exciting. And then after that, Kahil El-Zabar, who we just listened to. And yeah, later on, I mean, you've got some interviews tomorrow.
I do indeed. I will be speaking to Concepcion Huerta at 5 p.m. and then Dinfidel. I'm really excited to speak to Dinfidel.
Who's also doing a performance
exactly
here in the Pandora Foyer.
Yeah, followed by a live performance here, exactly.
And then I think after that I have an interview with Lamin Fofana, who is a ambient sound artist, techno artist, who I mainly know through his NTS show, which I really, really love. He creates these shows with lots of spoken word and philosophical ideas. So I'm really excited to talk to him about that. But he also has lots of music he's released, and recently a record with the incredible drumming from West African Drumming. And I think that's all the interviews I have lined up.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be
We've got
here.
a packed few days. And okay, what track should I play? I have a track from someone that I'm excited to see tomorrow. So this is another jazz track from Asher Gamedze.
Hallelujah.
Really, really beautiful. This is Siabu Leila from Ashiga Medze, who'll be playing at Guess Who tomorrow. He's a drummer from Cape Town, here with Another Time Ensemble, I believe.
Wicked. We actually have this party trick. We can ask Bob, the founder of this festival. Usually you can just ask him any name, and then he would respond directly at what time and where that person is playing. Luckily enough, I just saw Bob outside, so we don't have to look up the timings. Bob, thank you for joining us. You are the founder of this festival. Thank you for creating this building. Do you know when Asher is playing?
I believe he's playing 6:10 tomorrow at the Pandora room upstairs. It's the first act in the Pandora at least, but I think it's 6:10.
Nicely.
7:10.
So 6:10 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Perfect. Beautiful pick, jazz. Thank you very much. We have there was some jazz going on. So Kahil is coming by later. Kahil Al-Sabar, of course, one of the great spiritual jazz leaders of Chicago. Hopefully he will be joining us at 8, and Asher is playing, as we just heard, tomorrow then. Bob, thank you for dropping by so spontaneously. I have a question. So who did you just come from? You just saw one of the great names that will be at this festival.
Mr. King Jammy at the hotel. He just arrived from Jamaica.
Literally just flew in.
He flew in on a long-ass flight from Jamaica to Frankfurt to Amsterdam. So he's enjoying his food in his room, hopefully, right now.
Nicely. And he's playing tomorrow. He's not playing on Saturday.
No, he's playing tomorrow as part of the Touching Base curated inner lineup at Kabula Gogo. He's the main headliner together with Abashanti, who will follow him after that.
Mm-hmm. And Kabula Gogo is one of the new venues that we have at Legasso. That's not one of the churches, not in Tivoli. That's one of the pretty much a new club that opened up in Utrecht.
Yeah, it used to be a building called Central Studios, which did really whack theater and stuff, or weddings, or I don't even know what they did there. It wasn't used for a while, and then it got taken over by a guy called Omar, who was originally from Afghanistan, and that's the reason that he called it Kabula Gogo. But yeah, it's like a 1,500 capacity club.
It's quite huge. Does that happen a lot in Utrecht? That like these undertakings just pop up like that?
I think Omar is very ambitious. He used to have an amazing place called the Film Cafe, but that burned down a couple of years ago. And so he had some other smaller Teatro, I think was one of the bars which he had. But that all moved into Kabula Gogo, and the original idea was more to make it an experimental techno club, but we're still in Utrecht. So I think they're broadening the spectrum of that a little bit, and we definitely will.
And is it mostly... No, it's not mostly reggae and dancehall. It's Inna is, but...
I don't think there's much reggae and dancehall regularly in this building. We bring in our own sound system, or not our own, from Crack Free sound system from Eindhoven. So we're putting an in the round setup there with the DJ in the middle. I think it's the first time probably that reggae took place in that building.
Quite an exciting night, because King Jamis doesn't really perform that much anymore, and it's was an anniversary as well, right?
Yeah, it's like 50 years in the business at the moment. There will be some stuff happening next year. I'm not sure if I can say it, but I got some information, some really exciting information, that stuff that they're working on. They're making a museum, a King Jammy museum in Jamaica at the moment. They're finalizing that somewhere early next year in Kingston. He's going to have some collaborations with Mad Professor. And the thing that I'm excited about, a lot of tracks that he's going to play is never released tracks that he made with Black Uhuru that have never been released or heard. So that's what we're going to hear tomorrow.
Mm. I wish I had the dub version of the Black Uhuru album that he completely dubbed. That's one of the great dub reggae albums. We could listen to Conspiracy on Neptune, though. That's quite a signature tune for back then Prince Jammies.
Prince Jammy, yeah.
You got King Jammy when Tubby died, right?
When Tubby died, he became the king. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear from the Prince era. Prince Jammy, Conspiracy on Neptune, run track.
Destroy this peace invader.
getting intense in here. For those that can't see us, there's a few people that can see us because I think doors are open, or at least like some people come in here and it's like this fishbowl scenario. Everyone's waving, hello, hey everyone. As we're, it's getting more and more comfy over here in the studio. We're still beaming live from Studio Pandora at the Pandora within TivoliVredenburg, which is the main venue for Legasso. And we're here, Cosmos and Refuge Worldwide, which you know because you just clicked on it. The very intense track that we're just listening to, it's called Bison or Bison by Lilian Shilela, and was picked by Bob van the co-founder of Legasso, still with us. Hi, Bob.
Hey, hello.
Hey, thank you for being here. Why did you pick Lilian Shilela?
Because this is one of the commissioned projects that we're doing this year. So they have been rehearsing here in the city for the last week with Utrecht String Quartet. This is part of a collaboration that we did with the Ancienne Belgique in Brussels and an organization from Egypt called Mofradat, where they just had an open call for people to send in their ideas of what they wanted to research mainly. So we got a lot of applications, and me and Kurt from the AB made a choice of artists that we thought that were very interesting, and one of them was Lilian. She has played Legasso. I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before. It was definitely one of the most intense performances, and that's kind of
like a solo performance.
Yeah, it was solo, her on her MPC, hammering away. But it was so intense, and I think we always look at like who's the most intense one. Let's invite them back and see if we can do something better. So this one is like quite interesting because she has a whole live presentation now with a full band. Unfortunately, one of the artists, Yara Asmar from Lebanon, couldn't make it because she didn't get her visa on time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's quite special to have this fully translated from like a completely electronic album into a full live band with one of our old curators, Radwan Ghazi Mumne, also from Lebanon, aka Jerusalem in My Heart, who is part of the band. So I think it's going to be pretty special, and a full string quartet with it. So I think it's something you will probably never see anymore after this.
And Lilian is also from Beirut, right? Or from Lebanon?
Lilian is from Beirut, currently living in Montreal.
Wicked, yeah. I'm very happy like how we all brought it back home from very chill to extremely intense. And looking at you, Jojo, because that's kind of your area as well.
I guess so, yeah. I'm really excited to see The Body and Disfig later on today. They're performing at 11:15. The Body is an American duo, and they've collaborated with Berlin-based DJ and producer Disfig. And this is Holy Lands.
Nice one.
One of their tracks.
So
Thank you for tuning in. This was Jazz, Emma Warren, Julian Brimmers, No Plastic, George, Bob, the founder of Le Guess Who, and Jojo live on Refuge Worldwide. Next up, we have Jazz interviewing Sonic Interventions. Yeah, stay tuned.
You're listening to Refuge Worldwide and COSMOS at the Guess Who 2024.
I went to see someone about my pain, and he told me that I had to meet the warrior at the edge of the sea. Do not carry anger that is not yours, says El Brujo. And just like that, the sand is a quiet prayer rug under folded knee, deep washed ashore, rain passing the cheek, a lick of salt from the lip, longing for the wide arms of wind. Woozy and restless, I rushed toward the deity of living sea, horse of my heart, running to the teacher of tides, wet whisper of all that swims. Breathing beneath blue watercolor, I'm here to heal my hurt. I fall into the black mermaid of miracle and pearl, mistress of moon and star below. 7 glittering waves splash aquamarine. A flamenco skirt dancing on the sky. Lightning fast footwork. Heaven on my shoulders. Arms flirt the clouds, a migrant bird outstretched. El Brujo rubs my body with the fruit and tears the shirt from my back, mumbling a tongue that teases me faint. Tell me you can hear those thrown overboard, teetering on the plank. The drowned out screams sink each shriek a shimmering, shimmering face. I bury my face in the chest of the ocean, weeping for the voices remembering me. God of cerulean scales and gold fins, temper of turbulent rivers roaring. Cleanse me of sadness and sorrow. In this grandest lakes, lagoons or streams. Yemaya. Yemaya. I offer you papaya, coconut and cotton flower. Deep labyrinth of worlds sunken under, lady who levels the land. Queen of Atlantis, Dwaraka beneath Arabian Sea, the spirit of death. The mapless mountains inward, how light goes to rest, vanishing in the opaque largest body without borders. Lines fade, nations, navigating fishing boats filled with dreams that never dock. Guardian of the glistening ancient graveyard. Ghosts gossiping without tombs, fortune teller of shivering shells, soothing these stranger times. I do not know which ancestor gave me this rage. But I am ready. I am ready. I am so ready to lay it down. I'm ready to lay it down. Ashe. Me libre de todo mal, reina del mar, madre de Changó, guerrera de mi corazón, bendice a cada oyente, bendice.
You're listening to the sound of Asia Monet, Yamaya. Which ancestor made me this angry? Powerful. We already have my guests in the studio were drumming along already, improvising along already to this track.
Have to.
And I'm really, really excited to welcome two very important guests, my first guests of the Refuge Worldwide COSMOS takeover at Le Guess Who Festival, streaming live on Refuge Worldwide Channel 2. I have with me in the studio two members of Sonic Interventions, a collective from Berlin who formed out of the COVID pandemic lockdown. They formed out of live jam sessions outside on Tempelhofer Feld, and since then have grown and become this movement in Berlin, an important part of the jazz movement in Berlin, and are releasing their debut album very soon. So I'm really excited to have you guys.
Thanks, Jazz.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And would you like to introduce yourselves?
You want to start?
You.
Okay, so my name is Pachacuti, saxophonist, pianist, and a few other things, but mostly these two in Sonics. I am part of the band Sonic Interventions.
One of the founding members, you're saying?
That is also
one
true.
One of the OG.
I mean, this is also true for this friend right here.
I remember that day, actually. My name is Karim, aka Keshu, and yeah, I mean, we both actually happen to be two of the members that took initiative one day.
What day? What was the day? Tell us about this day.
Yeah, what was the day? I don't know, but it was June 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were acting out of, or I was acting, I can speak for myself, I was acting out of a mix of desperation and, what would it be? Openness to just try something new. I remember actually how one day, because obviously like we were in the lockdown, right? And we were all facing this very new situation with all kinds of things coming up, fear, not knowing, and also just radical changes in life, like for instance for us, like not playing music for people, and that for me almost equated with not playing music at all. And I remember one day I was walking down close to Hallisches Tor, like Kreuzberg in Berlin, a street, and I met Ziggy from the Zeitgeist Freedom Exchange.
A drummer, yeah.
Yes, a drummer in Berlin. And he also looked tired, to be honest, right? And I just walked up to him. I was like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And he was like, "Man, I don't know. I don't know how to deal with this." And we went into a studio and we were just talking about the situation, and we were kind of like, "Let's do this. Like, let's just play music amidst all of this, and let's just select a spot." And it was like we didn't have ambitions back then. Like the only ambition was to just do something and play. And find a spot that feels relatively safe. Yeah.
And so the openness of Tempelhofer Feld, this old, for people who don't know, this disused airplane or air field, that's just so open and expansive. You can really, I mean, you can hear that in the kind of music, like so many of you are in the group, lots of different people could come and join and come in and out. I wasn't at any of those sessions, but I kind of wish I was. I've heard about them, that they'll
crazy.
Come back. Maybe they'll come back. Oh, yeah. Wow.
I mean, let's not forget, actually, part of the reason why we did it there was because Berlin is still in Germany, and we had this issue of noise complaints and neighbors.
And COVID and...
Exactly, and the issue of like social distancing. So it was really a matter of like trying to find a place that is central enough and at the same time far away enough for us to do what we wanted to do. And that was literally in the middle of Tempelhofer Feld. So there's this one airplane, this old airplane that's like still standing there. And that became the birthplace of Sonics, yeah. And then, I mean, luckily Karim's studio is not so far away in Kreuzberg, so we already had a few bike trailers, so we put like a lot of instruments and the mixer and the speakers and the whole mobile setup on these bike trailers, and we took everything to Tempelhof. Some other people brought the drum set.
And also another speaker.
True.
Yeah, the first one was actually extremely improvised. I mean, like I said, we didn't have ambitions other than just doing music. And we also didn't have a setup or an idea of how to do this properly. And we just made new friends, basically, no? I mean, we walked on the field, so to speak, from our side, quote unquote, Matt, Guguletu, and I. Matt being Pachacuti. And on the other side, we had Ziggy, who brought along Matty and Hel.
And Sabi as well. Who's also
Sabi came later that day, maybe.
True, yeah. But I mean, he came also through Ziggy, maybe the time after. Who's like Sabi, also known as Abashe.
Yeah. And I remember we got there and we were like thinking about where to set up, and like also there was this shyness about it because it was like, okay, what's going to happen once we actually start playing with also park security and people and all that. And it started drizzling a bit actually. And we were like, how are we going to give up now? Like there was this like little moment, like 1 minute where we were just sitting there and we were like, are we even going to set up? And then we did anyways, and the rain or the drizzle stopped, and it was just, beautiful. I think we just needed it.
Yeah, it was a party.
Well, let's hear a track. So this is the first track I'm going to play from you guys. Can't Uproot Me. This is from the X Jazz compilation, and maybe afterwards we can talk a little bit more about that.
Let's go.
So this was Can't Uproot Me from the Entangled Grounds Sounds of X-Jazz Berlin. Yeah, can you tell me a bit about this track and this whole project?
This track?
Yeah. It's from this compilation album, which is bringing together lots of different artists from Berlin who are all connected to X-Jazz, a festival that happens every year in May. But how did this all come about? And maybe you can talk a bit about who's on the track and the other members of Sonic who aren't here today with us.
Sure. So this is a recording from roughly a year ago from Brewery Studios in Berlin, close to Jannewitzbrücke. Yeah, I mean, the homies from the X-Jazz team, they just pulled together this very impressive, like, project. Like, in a matter of weeks, they just got, I mean, not only us, but like so many other really amazing musicians and friends into the studio there and produced it like within a few weeks. And everything was already like done and printed by May of 2024 for this year's X-Jazz edition. And who is on this track? We have
Pachacuti.
Yes, and Keshu. So Pachacuti on saxophone and Keshu on nafras, which is a self-built instrument. Shout out to the
type of lute.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
but there's a lot more of you. There aren't just the two of you that aren't just Sonic. So who else is there? You're the representative today.
It's all about us.
No.
So there's Dylan Hantachi on drums. There is
Eric Owusu on congas. We have Dante
Aston
Paragis on percussion as well.
Aston K on on voice. Dunya on voice.
Yeah. We have Hellstreve on bass.
Sabi
Abashe on the keys and synthesizer and organ. Marius Max on saxophone and effects. And I think that's it.
I think.
Yeah. And then
Dunya.
Yeah, we did say
Dunya.
And then Kaz was also there. So Wayne Snow, he was also in the room. He just gave the vibes.
Yeah, the overtones.
Yeah.
And yeah, so how do you guys approach turning your really improvised organic sound into a record? Because you have a record coming out very soon. And I know this was a really big project and you've been working on it all together for a very long time. So yeah, could you talk a little bit about how you go from this outdoor open jam session to having something that's down on wax?
Firstly, I want to rectify something. There are two people particularly over the past 2 years that have really been pulling the bandwagon, which is Dylan and Matt Pachacuti. They've really, they took what we had and they took the time to make something out of it. Because essentially what the album, like the birth of the album was the sessions, the live sessions, the jams, which almost by luck, like we happened to record them because like I just bought the Zoom mixer L20. It's amazing. Everybody who's like a bit of a gear nerd, that's a big recommendation. It's it's a great thing. And it has an SD reader in it and just enabled us to be a bit more extensive on the miking than necessary for an outdoor session and basically record single tracks of not all the sessions, because sometimes we forgot, sometimes we didn't do it, sometimes some stuff we lost. But it was really just archiving, basically, without even thinking about what for or if it makes any sense or what.
And let me jump in here.
Yeah.
This is like big shout out to Keshu right here, because he was the one who basically got all of that gear together and, you know, had the idea of bringing it there, not only for amplification, but also for recording.
To document it.
Yeah, so like you started that archive, and I mean, we do now have that archive of 4 years of music, which is
even way more than the albums.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In terms
of
just
so
hours
much
of
more.
music. Yeah.
It's huge, yeah.
So you had to go through all of that, listen to it again, figure out what makes sense together.
Yeah.
How was that? Was that really difficult?
That was Matt and Dylan, so...
I mean, there was different
people involved also.
There was different moments when people tried it And apparently people would always just get to a certain point because there was so much that, it's like hard to get through all of it, but then it's hard to make an assessment without actually having the full overview. And then ultimately it was, the luck of the moment that Dylan and me actually got through it. I mean, it was a process of a year actually, of like meeting kind of like every week, sometimes every 2 weeks, but then like just intensive listening for a whole day, 2 days, 3 days, sometimes for 6, 7, 8 hours. We had some support from Paul Rhythms also, and also from Milan Sonnefeld, who goes by Young Vishnu as well as a producer. And yeah, we just tried to get an overview, which is hard with that, vastness of material. Try to find a system to kind of break it down to make sense of it. And then I would say it was also kind of an intuitive process of, we did have some references then, and we knew, okay, this was cool, this was cool, this was cool. But then it was just a matter of like trying to find, different tracks to kind of represent the different vibes, the different rhythms, the different constellations of sonics. Because, it started as an open jam, and therefore there wasn't even a band constellation as such, but it did come about more and more. Like there's a core of people now that are mostly playing the gigs. And so it was important like to find them also represented in the record, but also the other people who were there present back in the day, but who are maybe not so much anymore. So it's kind of an archival process, or like a process of, like in a way.
Excavation from the archive.
Yeah, excavating and making visible what there is, and at the same time intervening, because that's what we do at Sonic Interventions. And making something out of it, which is, again, its own thing. And
Should we listen to one of the tracks?
Please.
Which one would you like to listen to first of the 2 released tracks?
Let's start with the first single that we released. This is Twasa, which actually is from those days, from Tempelhofer Feld originally.
Okay, let's listen to
it. That's appropriate.
Go
So that was Twassa, and you're listening to Sonic Interventions on Refuge Worldwide at La Guess Who Cosmos 2024. Yeah, that's such a great track. I love it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Guys. Yeah, I'm excited to dance more to it when you guys are playing live. Yeah, so you describe your music as diaspora futuristic music. And can we talk a little bit about this, like what it means to you? Because actually, Kahil Al-Zabar, who is coming on later, who I'm interviewing, also describes his music as ancient future music. So there's a connection.
Really, he
there.
says that?
Yeah, he says.
That's so cool.
He says ancient future music.
Yeah.
I think one of his old ethnic heritage ensemble albums says ancient future.
I think you want to say?
No, you go.
I think we just somehow fall into a movement, like not a new one, like a decade old kind of thing. Also, I mean, even the project I had with Gugu, Dumama and Keshui, called our music Nomadic Future Folk. And it's all those strands of music where somehow, I guess, us as people, we try to incorporate our heritage into what we create, as, you know, people mainly, most of us born kind of removed two parts of our heritage at least, and to, build those bridges, kind of, to mend maybe also some sort of, I don't know if it's a wound or disconnection or something, but to give thanks also, I think, to pay our dues, to pay respect to where we come from, and to not forget.
I love what you said about Kahil. I didn't know that. Actually, there's this other word that's flying around the sonic universe sometimes, which is ancient future groove.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, it connects to what Kishu just said. It's really similar, like, to the diaspora futurism term. There's these aspects of, I mean, being here in the present, but like living a moment that obviously has deep historical roots. All our culture, our music, our rhythms, having deep roots, and us just wanting to acknowledge it as much as we can. And at the same time, us being in this moment where, I mean, the future's just coming at us so fast, and maybe there's something in the past and in the ancestors, and, you know, in these old stories and myths and chants that can give us some kind of guidance for these turbulent times.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the other aspect of the diaspora, which is, I mean, for many, exile, or like, I mean, living in Berlin, which, I mean, Germany in general, like being kind of in the sense of Europe and the sense of the of like this place of like modernity in Europe, which is so entangled with colonialism and imperialism and so much violence in the world, and in most of the countries that many of our families come from, that it's kind of a paradoxical situation. And then playing these kind of rhythms and this kind of music in this place here comes up with all these contradictions and challenges and tensions. And so I think that's kind of part of the story for us, like trying to remember these things and also building bridges in a way between these different narratives and stories. Because in the end, like the group is super diverse. We have people from like 5 continents basically, and like so many countries that it doesn't even make sense to count them now because it's too many. But we want to be united in music and in the vibe and the prayer.
Mm-hmm. And joining us, we have another guest.
Yo, guess who?
Look, guess who popped in. Another member, but we'll let her get set up. But that's really beautiful, and I think it's also so important how your music is so situated in the fact that you're playing it from Berlin and that all these people can come together. And I just wonder how you feel about how this environment has changed since when you started. Like, there are all these. It was COVID. There was lots of different things you were dealing with. Now there are obviously other things you're dealing with. I just wonder how you feel about this trajectory of the space that you're playing in.
Hello. First arriving.
First, let's introduce Nane, who just arrived in the room. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we were fresh landing from a long trip from Berlin. I think for me, it's really, what works for me in this project and what will work, I think, under most circumstances is that we improvise and we channel and we don't pre-think too much. We try to, because we also like we want to know what we're doing, and we want to be presentable, and we want to fit into some sort of a framework. I don't know if we want to, but we feel the pressure to. But firstly, we constantly fail at actually doing that properly, which is a very good sign for me, personally. And secondly, I think the adaptability of just being in the moment and channeling from the moment is exactly what we need in these times. And also the not caring too much about whatever's around us and telling us what to do, because the whatever's around us is sick and it's falling apart. So, to a degree, obviously, we all live in it, and there's livelihood attached to it, and we can very clearly see what happens once you don't have access to it anymore, or once the thing decides to push you out, the thing being the system. But I think, it's a very adaptable, smart, inherently smart way of dealing with the situation we are in collectively, without overthinking it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Which outside of that is very difficult to do for me personally. I think outside of the music and outside of a collective process, because this is like constant surprises, right? We go on stage and we surprise ourselves and people around us, like the public, us, band member. Like we look at one, we're like, okay, no, this is happening, and it's very honest and raw and real. And I think that's what we as humanity, as a collective, what we're called to do these days is to really dig deep and find some sort of raw expression of whatever's flowing through us, and
then witness it and just share it and be with it and face it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird and awkward, but then like it's the call to just stay with it and make it through that phase and get somewhere else. And I agree, in many ways it's kind of a reflection of life in many ways, that what we do.
Yeah, really great. Should we listen to another track, and then after I can talk to Nane?
Actually, the last track you're gonna play, yes. Maketi Paharu, features Nane very prominently. You want to speak after?
About this? Well, we can speak about it.
Before, after? What you prefer, just.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's
hear it first. Okay.
So I mean, it means give yourself to God and let Him know what has to be. I'm a swim penetrator, swimming in penetrator, I'm a swim penetrator. I'm a swim penetrator, swimming in penetrator, I'm a swim penetrator. I'm a swim penetrator, swimming in penetrator, I'm a swim penetrator. I'm a swim penetrator, swimming in penetrator, I'm a swim penetrator.
So that was Maketi Paharu. Did I say it right?
Exactly. It's from ancient Egyptian, actually, from Kemet, the original name. And it basically referring to the fact that we are all connected and coming from the same source.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, thank you for coming into the studio. Our late arrival, Nane.
Thank you. I've been finding my way in Amsterdam.
Yes, but you made it
until Utrecht. So
made it to
Utrecht. I don't know how to pronounce it. Utrecht.
Yeah, and can you talk a bit about what you do in the group? So you're on this track. You're singing, also doing some kind of vocal electronics normally.
Noises, a bit of percussions also. But when it all started, actually, I was filming.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On Tempelhofer Feld, for those who know Berlin.
You had this phone gimbal.
Yeah, exactly. This phone gimbal. I was running around the dancers and people performing, jamming. And little by little, I ended up being invited.
So
on the mic.
you were drawn in.
Exactly.
Okay.
By Gugu Dumama, who's going to perform tomorrow. By the way,
yes.
9:30. And it's how it all started. This journey with Sonic, and it has been a full growth, at least to me, from being really really shy and to where I stand now, and singing, spoken word, sounds, and referring also with. I really have a big kind of connection with ancestry, if we can say. So, like for this song where I'm gonna use my practice connected to ancient yoga within, so ritualistic and the aspect of music and healing and how it has been part of the human species since we arrived, actually. Since we,
yeah, and movement is a really big part of Sonic, like not just
yes.
playing instrument. There's lots of movement happening.
That's true.
And big part of the performances.
Actually, now that you say it, I remember there was like a subtitle to Sonic Interventions from the beginning, like when it was just the jams and it was the moving elements.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So like actually in the very beginning we did have, like there was this call for people to, like any kind of people who would identify with that idea or that image, to come through and to share their art. And so we had, I remember in the beginning we had like fire acrobats, and we had dancers. Like one of the early sessions was like almost like a hip-hop cypher. And yeah, I mean, people filming like Nane and people taking photos, and all these like beautiful expressions of art. And it was this thing of like people coming together, doing what they do, what they like doing for each other, with each other. Yeah, that's the spirit.
Yeah.
Thanks that you're here, Nane.
Thank you.
And how's that evolved? Oh yeah, talk a bit more.
No,
about that.
I was just wanted to get. I don't know what you actually talked about because I just arrived, and the element of movement and the element of movement in body, but also in music, in frequencies, and the connection with the healing part of basically channeling creativity in your own way. Which is a big element of music, and I lost it.
That's great. That's the whole point, no?
Yeah, element, movement.
Yes.
You know.
And yeah, do you have any dancers coming for the Guess Who or part of the performance?
Yes.
Or maybe we can also talk a little bit about this. This is this big project, the Chromesthesia project that you're a part of.
Yeah.
At this festival.
So we will be playing as part of the Chromesthesia evening, which is curated by Hannah Sisi, which, fun fact, I actually read Hannah's texts when I was doing my undergrads, because she's actually a scholar in like Middle Eastern studies and history. So yeah, when we got her email, I remembered that name. I was like, wait, I know this name. And I checked my text and I was like, oh wow, this is Hannah Sisi, this is so cool. Yeah, and so she's curating this evening of, it's a huge concept and a great workshop that she's doing. Maybe if I may break it down this way, it's an evening, I think like 10-hour program roughly.
13 hours.
13-hour program. Basically showing the history of 1,000 years of Afro-diasporic music and how basically African music and rhythm has been traveling to all corners of the world and creating all these types of music and genres of music that we refer to as pop music nowadays. Which I think is a beautiful thing to do, because how often do we actually forget about that and just take these things for granted and don't see the history behind them. And yeah, shout out to Hannah for pulling this project together, and we're very humbled to be part of it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna jump back to the dancer who's also part of group our group Exaucé Natisa Kasongo, who's gonna also be part of the this project created by Hannah. Which is a big part of Sonic actually. So again, connected with movement.
He's also one of those big improvisers. Like, you know, the way he dances is like channeling storytelling through his movement. But yeah, I've never seen Exaucé do choreography or anything like that, you know, and yeah, feels like just people being attracted to it that do this kind of expression.
And also brings the audience in, like there isn't this sharp distinction between you as performers or the audience, or at least when I have been an audience watching you guys, it's always this big round sort of welcoming in to be part of the performance.
That's beautiful to hear.
Yeah.
Because the stage sometimes feels a bit like
far away. Yeah,
structurally alienating, you know. But yeah, it's beautiful if that we can retain this energy nonetheless.
We often try to play in a circle, and like sometimes we ask in venues to be able to play like in the center of the room and have people around us to kind of create at least a situation where, you know, like we're not on a pedestal and like people are looking up to us, and this is like
the frontal kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Which creates that weird separation. But like ideally we are in that setup where, like back in the Temple of Efet, where it was just, you know, just a jam and people are part of it, and people can dance and sing and chant and laugh and cry and film and take photos and videos at the same time, even better. I think that's part of the idea of community and liberation that is breathing through that project.
Well, it's a ritual. I mean, at the end, especially when we were in Temple of this recurring, like weekly moment, and it was like during Corona, so it was it was needed. It was kind of going to the church, if we can say, or having this we can relate it to like this traditional ritualistic of having an event would be like weddings or burials or how you call it when boys turn into men. I mean, any kind of initiation,
coming of age.
Exactly,
yes.
Any kind of like community getting together and transforming any kind of blocked, if I can say, energy or blocked. Processed and transform it through different kind of ways.
Yeah, and how do you have any, I guess you said earlier that all the things you kind of planned or really tried to do kind of didn't happen, and things you didn't plan are the things that come about. But do you have any like visions or ideas for what the transformation of Sonic can be from now on? Like whether it's like expanding even beyond like where you are in Berlin or other like ideas or projects?
I mean, we have in like kind of 2 weeks, we have our release show for our album, which is going to be called Do You Remember? So it does refer to our own history, but also like to human history and, you know, all these issues we've been talking about. Do you remember featuring these 2 tracks that we heard? Twasa and Makati Paharu, and 7 other tracks will be out then via Agogo Records. There's also going to be 2 listening sessions. So for all the homies who are in Berlin and want to be part of that, either the release show or the listening events, just stay tuned through our Instagram or social media. We always love to, extend the family. And then we're just very open for 2025 to see where the journey is going to take us. Honestly, like all of this, like being now here in Utrecht for Le Guess Who is pretty much, just completely beyond our imagination or our expectation, let's say. But it's happening, and we're very grateful for it. And I have the gut feeling that things are just miraculously happening because we're all feeling it, and we're feeling it together, and people are mirroring it back to us. So we're very excited to take this project to more places, to more countries, hopefully. We have these, or maybe I can speak for myself, these grand ideas of like playing in meaningful places where we can actually bring that ritualistic energy that Nana was talking about into play. We had this one project last year which Nana organized in Ivory Coast, actually, which was tracing back the history of the African slave trade and European colonialism in West Africa. And so Sonics being there, and basically engaging with that heavy history and like trying to bring in that transformative energy or way of approaching our world was maybe a first moment of that. And I'm very curious to see how we can intervene as Sonic Interventions in other ways, in other histories and other moments of time and space.
Yeah, and it was really beautiful to get to work with the group of young dancers there, contemporary dancers from Les Pieds dans la Mare, and
shout out.
Yeah, and see how humanly, how intense and beautiful it can be to get together without knowing each other, and hopefully we can do it with the Afro-Colombian community. That would be fantastic. Or Brasilia, go to Brazil. Well, let's see.
The sky's the limit. Yeah,
exactly.
And so your release date is the 21st of November. 22nd November, and it'll be at in Berlin. For all the people in Berlin, make sure you go.
Yes, at 90 mil.
23rd.
So the release on the 22nd and the show is on the 23rd.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jazz.
Bless you.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. It's great to talk to you guys again. And next I'm going to be interviewing Kahil El-Zabar, which we talked about briefly on the show. So
definitely one of the big inspirations, at least for my part, but for many of us, one of these elders in jazz who's making huge work. Beautiful to be here sharing this day with him, and thanks for inviting him as well. It's always nice to see that our culture is opening up to these voices and just people with a lot of wisdom to share, not only about music and culture but also about what it means to be human. So blessings.
Yeah, so tune in. That'll be around 8. You can hear an interview with Kahil El-Zabar. But before that, we'll be playing a track from Hassan Khalil. Hassan Khalil? Yes, I think. Is that correct? No, wait. Before that, we'll be playing a mix from Hassan Khalil, and then, which is one of the COSMOS artists, a photographer who'll be playing Sudanese music. But before that, I'm going to go out with a track from Kahil El-Zabar, A Time for Healing.
And everybody come to Sonic Interventions at Anesthesia on Saturday, 6 p.m., please.
Don't forget.
It's going to be a nice one.
Don't forget.
مفتوني عسمار اللون
أنا هنا بندوق إيش بندوق راندوق قبل لك 50 بشوف من rotation. Randaka. Randaka, randaka. Yeah, we talking randaka, randaka. All my niggas talking randaka, randaka. That's why you don't understand the kalam. What you know about that? Randaka, randaka. Yeah, we talking randaka, randaka, man. All my niggas talking randaka, randaka. That's why you don't understand the color. What you know about that? Word around the way, all these haters, they go talk my business with you. No side man can talk to me, no. No side man can walk with me, no. Why? They come from Omdurman, I tell them. Rappers should come in Kumundan, I tell them. Best one out of Sudan, I tell them. My Zumlana well aware. Randaka, randaka. Her she study handasa, handasa. And she steady eating manjaka, manjaka. Stacking the habanasa, banasa. Oh, I'm rolling up the ganja and the blunt. About to spark in the baranda, come on. Mix the dirty with a little bit Miranda, come on. Your girl is making me a sunda, come on. What you know about that? Randaka, randaka. Yeah, we talking randaka, randaka, man. All my niggas talking randaka, randaka. That's why you don't understand the kalam. What you know about that? Randaka, randaka. Yeah, we talking randaka, randaka, man. All my niggas talking randaka, randaka. That's why you don't understand the kalam. Oh, randaka, randaka. These rappers telling stories like Kanye Makan. I should put them in a madrasa, madrasa. They ain't really ready for the darsha, come on. What you know about that? If we talking cities, girl, I got that. If we talking haters, tell that all to watch out. If we talking music, girl, the song is my jam. If we talking rapping, you should go to my town. You don't know what we've been through. You can only see it from your window. Folks don't decide where the wind blow. We grinding while you niggas sipping Vimto. Rolling up the ganja and the blunt. About to spark in the veranda, come on. Mix it dirty with a little bit Miranda, come on. Your girl is making me a sunda, come on. What you know about that? Randaka, randaka. Yeah, we talking randaka, randaka, man. All my niggas talking randaka, randaka. That's why you don't understand the kalam. What you know about that? Randaka, randaka. Yeah, we talking randaka, randaka, man. All my niggas talking randaka, randaka. That's why you don't understand the kalam.
خبرو يا الله خبرو خبرو يا الله خبرو
دار بادر يا حليلة بريد زولي الليلة والليلة دار بادر يا حليلة بريد زولي
الليلة والليلة دار بادر يا حليلة الليلة والليلة دار بادر يا
يا والدة سيبيني ذا الجرار راجيني برادي تصيني بالقرياف راميني
الليلة والليلة دار بادر يا حليلة بريد زولي الليلة والليلة دار بادر يا حليلة
زارعنا في البورة الوطات ممطورة بريد زولي زولا سامح صورة بالفاتحة بندورة بريد زولي
الجاي منه من بارة شايل انه الجمالة زولا ستر حالة في الغربة البطالة بريد زولي
الليلة والليلة دار بادر يا حليلة الليلة والليلة دار بادر يا
زارعنا في الحيضان ساقنا بالتيران اسمك تقيل يا فلان زي حمدنا الجيزان بريد زولي
Ganja man kiss Tylo Ruka Raka Nova Mata Sony Busy Ganja man kiss Tylo Habibi Zada fi Jubala Nubai Habibi Zada fi Jubala Nubai Arke bada fi weekend Tayi tagani ana zatu fi weekend Habibi Zada fi Kabala Gala Habibi Zada fi Kabala Gala Arke bada fi weekend Tayi tagani ana zatu fi weekend Allah habeti Zanoba De Sudania Wana mabadar bisibikani Messenger, WhatsApp, baby, Twitter. We come at that smack alami Zanuba, I love you. Habibi, Jubala Nubai. Habibi, Zana fi Jubala Nubai. Okay, bada for weekend. Tayi tagani ala zatu for weekend. Habibi, bada fi Kabala Gala. Habibi, Zana fi Kabala Gala. Okay, bada. Tayi tagani ala zatu for weekend. Welcome to Facebook, MTN, where two people follow in love without knowing each other. The wall is so high, Ganja Monkey silence so high. Into it, let me in the messenger. Come on, baby. I love you, baby. Meet me there. I need you there. Sana fi Jubala Nuba Arke bada fi weekend Tayi tagani ana zatu fi weekend Habibi bada fi Kabala Gala Habibi ana fi Kabala Gala Arke bada fi weekend Tayi tagani ana zatu fi weekend
عايشين وماشيين بنية همومي في الراس ده كمية لو صعب عليك جلية هز الكتف وريها هز الكتف وريها هز الكتف وريها مقفل تكفيل انا قافل الحدود اسطورة مخلدة من بعد موت سرعة انجاز نقص زي الفهود انا صايب اهدافي ومن غير شوت انا الاول وزانقة كلامك كتير فبفارقة الناس دي عيانة بعالجة فراقي فرق فانا حارقة كده ميلي كده كسارة لافة بينا زي سجارة تعالي بالليل شان نجر ستارة مكاتب ماسكين اللي دارة هز الكتف هز الراس الليل الدنيا انسى الناس في ريمي مقفل والطق اندشاز وحلتنا في حدود عاملين ارتكاز ما هدي برو ما حروق 200 ارجع توتي واشوف الشروق تفكيري متخلف يا خارج صندوق و200 امشي كايرو واشوف المروق بمزك وراضي ضميري بجيب الدار وفي سريري مكيف النقص دي كل مدرديري ما كله بسنك بس ما كله نيجيري يا اخونا اخوك في البلد دا يخونا سوبر هيرو في عيونا كله سوبر ستار المعونة اوي مجول شيل فوق يا قلبي ما بيتكسر ده نوكيا خلي الفرغة خلي اللوكيا تتبعنا شكله ما وروك يا دور شعب وسمرة بدي حقتنا رياض المشتل دي حتتنا بحر المزاد دي جنبتنا في فريد نحن ظابطين فتتنا زانقة الليلة دي زانقة زانقة والليلة دي زانقة يا نيقة وزانقة الليلة دي زانقة زانقة والليلة دي زانقة عايشنا وماشيين بالنية همومي في الراس ده كمية لو صعب عليك جلية هز الكتف وريها هز الكتف وريها
لسانكم اشتبك كورنا بزط الا في الشبك علي واتكبك تاقي فوق السنة في المزق اللي بروسنا حاجات بتوصلنا جيبهم سوا ما في زول يكلمنا جابوا الهوا احسن ذاته قدمنا 5 الرحنا لعب اللمسة 6 حالي في الدبيلة دستنا جايب اللوري تاتا تيشيرت كاكا ناس القطر فاتا سكتكم عطش فانتا مصمم اوري الناس دي فهم في قلبي بركب لها السهم الليفل بتاع جدك اتختم يدين ملانات الختم لسانكم مشتبك ورنا بساط اللي في الشبك علي واتكبك تلاقي فوكس انا في المزق 5 الرحلة لعب اللمسة 6 حالي في الدبيلة دست انا جايب اللوري تاتا تيشيرت كاكا ناس القطر فاتا سكتكم عطش فانتا لاقي ود الخلف 13 في جيبه 10 ب 12 فهمنا للجيل القادم شغاله فوق ل 18 كر عنيفة الدقة نظيفة كر عنيفة الدقة نظيفة طش عجيبة السما قريبة ما بالطولي لكن لاقي بجيبها النجمة تقي بعد 12 بصوتك قولي لي الكلمة رجاء ما تبقي درامتك الليلة عشان أسجل بحاول أبقى ميلوديك الليلة المختصر أخوكم المنتظر ما دار معاكم أي فهم لو جاكم منو تاق الليلة 5 الرحلة لعب الأمسة 6 حالي في الدبيلة دست أنا جايب اللوري تاتا تيشيرت كاكا ناس القطر فاتا سكتكم عطش فانتا تقول اشتبك تاقي فوكس أنا في المزق
سعادي زي زبادي كابو وعاين اللي وصلته برافو
بابي تعملوك نجاشي كاسين رادار السرعة أباتشي الليلة الحفلة وين رص اللقاشي بيجدع بالمحكو كاكاشي قالت لي يا برافو يمين على الماشي مال في برافو الدين بعيد شديد ما بتشافو أغاني ما بتتوقف باني الجابو ده حال الدنيا الليلة على الله بكرة بالثانية فاهم بالغنية الليلة الغنية الأولى أسبوعين تجيك الثانية في الاستوديو أليس في بلاد العجايب 24/7 ما بتتوقف فيه الفايب بيجيب شغل نظيف ما بتلقى فيه شوايب حط عليه عصارة للمزة دايما جاي
تاريخ بيفتح لي أبوابه العالم كله مسرح أولد ترافورد بس عادي زي زبادي كابو وعاين اللي وصلته برافو جاي مخطط أتلتيكو مدريد كل الورق على الرف جاهز للتنفيذ قفل ليهم جيب الكيس سوق النجز ليموزين سوبر ستارز في ماجازين زيد النار كيروسين
بنعلم في الفنون جوجوتسو كايزن وقوم لي قرون خوذة فايكنج مالك يا تنظير كتير شكلك جو بايدن جبت ديل موازير واللي بالسايدن
فوق الإكزوسفير بيجي نازل باراشوت شغل أساطير ما في كلام فول ستوب
فول ستوب لا بتتكلم على الصوت تيم الجوب ماني بلقومي بوب
تيم الجوب أي فهم تيمو هنا دا نيجاز كولد زي التلي الفي كندا
هنا دا أخد الولد دا ما أظن في حاجة تانية لما الورق دا
بارا بابا تاريخ بيفتح لي أبوابه العالم كله مسرح أولد ترافورد بس عادي زي زبادي كابو وعاين اللي وصلته برافو عاين اللي وصلته برافو
خلي بالك مين هناك شايفك I'm not the naive الملكلك وانا قادر in myself جامد جواي ما فك كاتمل برضو ببتهج وبضحك اصلوا عليك انك تعرق قدرت توفق في حياتك دو عكس ما يديت في حاجاتك. كتاب ناشف راب مبحن، بعد انت ممكن تمشي المسرح تشوف جن زاهد وحفيان وجاي من وادي الأسلاف وما من هنا يا البنوط رقصن ديل الوليدات كسرين موفي وكيرفز يا بيت جدعين. عدى تنازلي رابع صدوايا تفاضلي لوع النجار جنا جابولي ميوزك لين زيادة بابا بقد ردد دادا وين الكلام ده أغبش لعين قرادة رب دكتور عندي عيادة.
الودع وارتحلوا كله قرد يطلع جبله النوع الحكاي ما بزور سالوا وصابت بحر استهقبلوا. الودع وارتحلوا كله قرد يطلع جبله النوع الحكاي ما بزور سالوا وصابت بحر استهقبلوا.
أكين قونوس كل بالهين أخشن الصوت ورابلين ماني الهوين برفد وعين للناس عفاص للجكس حنين دي الرسمة ذاتها الزمن بيبين. It's like a prophecy أصلا الجيم ده نظام وتنافسي ويسا لافي في الجيم ده مقاسفي خليفة فيلوسفي باب زول الكبير هنا بارز ابون بارز كسلسلة سيلبلز غلبن ستاند وزنا علبن فاضية وقلبن هنا مزة وسانة بدون مأذون زنا. أهل السلسلة حفيان في وادي سيدنا والبحري الظروف تبعدنا يا رب توعدنا شيتا تزعج بقلبنا. خليفة في الراب بخش المحراب بدب في التراب بيطلع منه حجاب مكتوب فيه الليركس فهر تايب اوف راب. انا تايب مرات بضل ما عايب بس الكيف بزل ببل في الهايجين اسيب شغل تقيل اتقل من حملك جرب قله ما قدرت عليه تعال خش الضل حل يا زول نفسك كبر دل فكرة عشان ما اقوم اسل مهما علت هنا مقامك بقل. انا شايل فرار قديم والمقبط عكاز فخيم ليه سنين عديدة شجرة نيم عكاز بدون راس بفرتق الناس عكاز فيه فاس بيودي الوسواس. أنا ودي البلد ديك بوديك براب حرب بجليك بجيك شايل حجامة ومعاي بريك بوديك بديك عدد بخليك خلي بالك. الله السلام.
الودع وارتحلوا كله قرد يطلع جبله النوع الحكاي ما بزور سالوا وصابت بحر استهقبلوا. الودع وارتحلوا كله قرد يطلع جبله النوع الحكاي ما بزور سالوا وصابت بحر استهقبلوا.
المدينة بتنوم سيارة بتقوم زي الغيوم بتبكي وبتنوم الشجر بيقوم الزمن بيمشي الموضوع قاعد يكبر أصوات جوا راسك بتكتر الدنيا بتلف وانت قاعد في السنتر. جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور الورق مختوم السفر لقدر مكتوب جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور جهز الباسبور الورق مختوم السفر لقدر مكتوب
You're listening to Refuge Worldwide and COSMOS at the Guess Who 2024.
Yes, yes. We're back. You're still locked into Refuge Worldwide and COSMOS live and direct from the first day of the festival at Le Gashou from Utrecht, the Netherlands. And we have a very special guest with us. My name is Julian, and this is Chuck Strangers.
Peace, man.
How you doing? How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Can't complain.
You just arrived?
Out here, yeah. Yep.
In the Netherlands, or like, because we've been on tour, right?
Yeah, well, we've been in the Netherlands for a few days, but we just got out here.
Nicely. Where have you been? Like, where did you play?
We were in Rotterdam.
How did you like that?
It was great.
That's a crazy city.
It is. It was really great. The people there were dope. The venue was real different. It was like on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
You know
they do that sometimes.
Yeah, it was on a boat. So that was the first time I ever performed on a boat. So that was pretty crazy. I you know.
To perform, isn't there like a Rick Ross song? I'm on a boat. Maybe that's just like, or like an SNL sketch.
Oh yeah, SNL. Yeah. I'm on a boat. Yeah. Yo, I literally. It wasn't as turnt as that, but yeah.
Nicely. Just for the sake of turning up, let's play one track from your recent album, and then we have way more speaking to do. Nice one.
Long walks down the Ave with my man, stomach yelling, bitch, this punk rock. Henny got me feeling dumb hot. Plain clothes, yeah, they making sure the fun stop. Stop and frisk us at the bus stop. Undesirables, we vow to unliable to let you know to suck a dick. My game of life a Hall of Fame, and bitch, I mastered it. $9.99, get you a sliver of my lifetime. We watching movies, bumping white lines. Living very well, dressed for the occasion, bitch, I'm Melly Mel. It's going down tonight, I hit your celly cell. I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Meet me on Lafayette by clientele.
Supreme being, nigga, thought he was seeing things. Moment that I walked in, bunch of fly niggas, so you know we snuck the hawk in. Swing with the talking. Any beef I ever had, I had to stick a fork in. Put his soul up for grabs like an auction. 10 bands, 20 bands, we already lost him. Nail in the coffin. He say he ready for war. Let's just pray he ready for what that shit'll cost him. Cause me, I got a couple hood coupons. My door's waiting just for me to tell him what to chew on, nigga. So homie, what is you on? And I won't talk about my pockets, that's gonna take too long. You niggas just walking liabilities. Literally, lying is your only ability. I learned to stack wealth with perfect agility. Looking through you niggas, wishing that you could mirror me. My nigga Chuck bringing out the killer in me. Gotta pick him up so they could never belittle him, see. From the jump, my nigga never been a stranger. Since we clicked up, we been leaving them in danger. Yeah. Badass nigga. Fuck they talking about.
Like waiting on the bus, man. You be on the bus stop. You be on the bus stop for about an hour or so, man. And by the time one of your partners even came by and you done got a ride. But the old people, man, they sit there all day trying to wait for a bus.
If you're on a bus stop waiting on a bus, you feel the bus never gonna get there. You keep looking down and see if you can just see one iota of the color of that bus. See if it's anywhere in the distance. Count how many blocks it is down, and when you see it, you're hoping it's the right bus.
And over at the red bus, it's just one bus. It has to make its rounds around and come back. And if you get there just as it leaves, you have to wait till it makes its all around circle before it'll come back and pick you up.
The Alberto Culver Company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back with Chuck Strangers, live from Le Gashou. We just listened to a track called Polish Jazz. And we just heard that. I mean, when the mics are off, you were telling me that that's an Animos production.
Yep.
Who's Animos? For those that, people should know.
I know, you should know. Animos is a legend, producer, beat maker. He produces a lot, mainly for Rock Marcy, Ka. He did an album with Ka called Orpheus versus the Sirens.
Yeah. a very special one. Is he out in LA still?
Yeah. That's where he's born and raised.
Yeah. So okay, I thought at some point he was coming over, but like there's some sound to that it's really unmistakable from the stuff that he does. Like very cinematic, very like, yeah.
He finds just the best source material.
Yeah. I actually wanted to talk to you about. So basically, you are one of the great producer MCs of our era. I say that. You don't have to. But
Thank you.
I absolutely think that. And you always rapping, but you started as a producer pretty much, right? That's how you got your start.
That's right.
How did that evolve? Like, is it just like because you're spending so much time with the beats that you know how people should rap on it, or?
No, I always was rapping. I always rapped as well as made beats. I think that one day it occurred to me just to like put more effort into the other one. Well, I was always rapping and I made beats, but I got better at beats earlier, right? Like faster.
Yeah.
And then but I had to really apply myself to get better at rap, and I still am. I'm still trying to get better every day, you know. So it was something within the last probably like 4 years, I really started applying myself like crazy to try to get, try to make better raps.
Yeah, but just for the production side, like I know you always say that it's not rocket science, guys.
It's
like
really
you
not.
just putting beats together.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely failed at everything. That is just like working on a timeline and working in whatever Logic or what kind of stuff did you start working on that it was easy for you?
Well, how would it? I compare. I feel like making beats is kind of like skateboarding almost, where it's like you really got to stick with it. There is like an entry level vibe where you will be trash for a bit, but then if you keep on keeping on. You won't even remember those days. You'll be like, oh, you know what I mean? It's all about keeping on, figuring out how to level your stuff up, whether it's equipment you got to get or whether it's, styles of samples or something or whatever it is, just always being a student and just learning, figuring out what more it is you have to do or learn to get your stuff up to the next level.
Yeah. But like in terms of gear, what does that mean? Like, did you start on a computer, just like a computer program, or did you? Because I know you sometimes work with the MPC, right? Or
all the time.
All the stuff that you're doing is on MPC.
All the time. That's why I start like with an MPC.
And that
the computer
helps.
don't even turn on until the beat is done. Pretty much, damn near done.
That's crazy to me because that's just like one tool that just. It was useful 20 years ago. It's useful now, and it really just depends on what you like feed it, and then how you creatively work around it.
Yeah, it's a canvas. It's a blank canvas, really. That's how I look at it, and you could just put whatever you want on there. I love it.
And where do you like look for source material? Like, are you like avid at that? Like
record stores, record fairs, YouTube. I ain't gonna sit here and pretend, all over, sometimes somebody might give me, like the other day my boy gave me like a 2 folders that just had like gigs of albums. So I was like going through those, you know what I mean?
You digitized them?
He had digitized them himself and he shared them with me and I was going through them. But yeah, mostly just records. I've been really, really back on my records hype, trying to get back into that. I also been using the ASR 10. A lot of people don't know that too. So when I got that, I was like kind of wanting to like, I was like, nah, I need to get back on some records and, taking it back to when we was young.
And just the record digging thing. So correct me, you are back in New York, right?
No, I live in Los Angeles as well.
You're bi-coastal, basically? or
kind of, but like, I'm always in New York, but like, I live in LA.
Okay, you're going back and forth, but you were based in LA.
Yeah.
Take me through that, because there's a funny thing with people, at least like my friends in New York, when they leave New York, they become more New York. Like,
that's true. That's kind of true.
At what age did you go to Los Angeles for the first time? Like to live there, I mean.
To live there, well, it was like 20, 21.
21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm 32.
Right.
So it was a while ago, like 2013.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like pretty much right after we got done with like 1999 and all that kind of stuff, I just left.
Yeah, 1999, of course, like the breakout breakout
Joey, yeah.
album by
Mhm.
Joey Badass, who we also heard on that song on Polish Jazz. It's so cool because he keeps bringing back this like simple strangers danger rhyme.
Yeah.
It was like a shout out he does every time when you guys
I know he
work
does.
together.
He does that. People like it. People really like it, and it's fun whenever we do songs together. It's like, oh, how could you sneak this in?
Mm. What really struck me, and I wasn't sure, like time flies, but the first time that I got to New York was right after Christmas in 2012.
Okay.
Just to hang out there for the first time was really meaningful to me as, like, of course, like also a rap fan.
Yeah.
To be there somewhere on Fulton Street was our apartment.
BK.
And BK. And 1999 just came out, and it was kind of like everywhere in the city. It was really crazy because you kind of expect that to be somewhere, and then it was everywhere. This must have felt so crazy for you and the crew.
It was
when that happened, when it, like, Pro Era really became like a household name in a sense.
It really was. No, it was crazy.
And you were young, right?
Aspects. Yeah. At that time I was 20.
Yeah. How does that feel to be like whispered about in the streets of your hometown? Like something is bubbling and you can feel it, and all of a sudden it gets the recognition, but you're just 20 years old.
When I I guess I let it get to my head at the time.
Yeah.
Like I was really like, because so you got to think, like, I was used to like people, like, because at the time before 1999, even when I was like in high school and stuff, I was used to people like kind of like laughing at my music. To be like, oh, all your beats sound like 1994, XYZ, the blah, blah, and I was like, yeah, it was the music I liked. So, but I always knew in my heart that I would be successful with music. So then the first real thing that I tried was doing beats with Joey and all this, and it just worked. So I kind of was like, okay, bet. Like, I kind of was like, let it go to my head. It's got a little big-headed, whatever, but, life has many ways to humble you.
That's for sure.
Bring you back down to earth, so.
But it's amazing, though, like, because, sometimes, as you say, like, you can't ride the wave, you got to be the wave, or, like, create the wave, right? And that really ushered in a new era of, like, more sample-based, but still not, like, like, in the 2010s, like, if you had, like, all these kind of backwards sample beats, it was usually also very uninteresting raps on it. It's right. Some nerdy shit, and that was just like fresh
because we didn't know. There was other stuff going on, but we are like New Yorkers, so we were going back, and not even going back because I didn't feel like I had to go anywhere to get into the stuff. But we were listening to the music of our region, So to me, it just made sense to do music like that. You know what I mean? And it's my favorite style of music, honestly, of rap music, sample based, like, just, get your stuff off. So, I used to get really upset when people would say, oh, like, this is throwback, or like, this is like vintage or whatever at the time. Because I used to be like,
you're 20 and you're vintage, like.
And I was like, yo, when people from California, when they use keys or when they do synth leads, is that vintage? Like when they're, you know what I mean? Are they being throwback when they?
It's just so funny because that happens now. That people,
is that throwback?
That kind of is throwback, but it's also like now we have future, like vintage future, vintage like
vintage
Migos.
Future now.
Of course, like, we have kids that are going
well,
like.
I guess DS2 and I guess 56 Nights. That's vintage. That's classic Future.
I guess, yeah. I mean, everything before Monster for them is like. That's what's going on right now.
Tony Montana is vintage. That's crazy.
I wonder, like, talking about make it a timeless sound. There's a few people that are very important here, also in your career. Maybe we can play one track from, I guess, when you headed out to the West Coast. We can talk about that. This is Gangrene.
Oh yeah! Wow!
Just for decoration.
Wow, that's crazy. Not a lot of people don't really know about this song.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. My pops drove a Jetta with broken power windows. When you finally let them chits down, I feel a wind blow. They had jokes on Chuck like back when you was little. Bitches whisper to my girl like, baby, why you with him? If I had a penny for every Mark Henry, or if I had a dub for times they call me Phase on Love, but I ain't phased by thugs or people to school. Charles finally in charge and breaking the rules. They riot in my hood. Dusty niggas up to no good. Still turnstile hopping, trying to hold on the profit. Just reaping the benefits, getting head playing Genesis. You niggas ain't full. They frontin' like they just ate. It's a sample genocide when I ride on your record crate. Had to go ghost like Ricky Lake show, so I could just focus, show niggas the flow. Ask me if I want 50, tell them give me 50 more. Don't try to play me, nigga. We out here getting dope. I got way more beats than I got rhymes. Some niggas got way more bullets than you got slime. Don't let it hurt you, pride. Some niggas they was born to ride, bonafide. Deal is that deal, my nigga. Here's the deal. I need way more than a fucking 3.5. I made it out the Van Nuys. Need to lower my eyes. Told them never ever fuck with Shay. My nigga, one more point, got scored for the hood today.
Just for decoration. That's it and that's all, man. We do it for decoration.
I'm in a GMC truck cruising. When I rap, blow a vessel, need a blood transfusion. Arms wave like a conductor when I keep hands moving. Don't spill on the stage until I see hands moving. Crowd surfing in a riverboat. You softer than the skin below the chicken's throat. I fold a rapper like a prison note. It's tradition, open the oven with mittens. I got the kitchen coat. Snazzy garment, laser shape up from Slavic barber. Very heavy, ignorant Larry Vuitton, leather armor.
That I'm draped in, taking a vacation. Dripped out and drapes down, straight out of the basement. Can't teach old dogs new tricks, but old tricks on a new bitch is easy as shit. Sick. It takes one to know one director. It also takes one to know one of the extras. I used to want to take over the lecture. Now I just want to take over projectors. Am I being maybe over objective? Just to get another rep step collected. Just to get another check, it's separate. The math metric collected.
I don't understand.
You see, yarn with the loops, tell the truth, shoot. Cold chillin' like I'm in the juice crew. Smooth as a coupe cruise. Married to the game, throw the couscous. Celebrated, graduated, new school. Ain't worried about the fool's woo. I'm all about that true y'all ain't used to. My fists get you hits like YouTube. Spit like my screws loose. Shit nails on the moon roof. But then it's pull the gold from the road with your dudes too. Stop grilling me, you killing me. You gon' bring the ill out me. Even David Blaine out the icebox, he couldn't chill with me. Literally, give him the boot like Italy. Man, cause your shorty feeling me. And it seems I have the unlimited abilities built to me. Built to be as tall as a building while I'm building these blocks. And I tear them down watching my monster will toss you with thought. Practice a little malpractice before I get caught. No.
Yeah, just for decoration. That's Gangrene, and that's Chuck Strangers, and Evidence is here.
Evidence is on that joint too. Yep.
You know some legends.
Shout out to Evidence. That's my real friend in real life. Yeah.
He's an avid record digger as well.
He is. He let me borrow some records as well too, and we got some new music too. Him and I, we got a bunch of music.
Yeah. That's so perfect. So did you meet all these people when you moved? Like in 2013, you said you were going west, right?
Yep.
Can I ask why? Like, is there just because?
You know what's funny?
It's nice.
No. You know what's funny? I think I'm not like religious or nothing like that, but like maybe the universe or God or whatever, because I think about how sometimes I think about just like how naive and young and dumb that was. I think I was like so big-headed already at the time too, because I was already feeling myself when I was in New York, right? And I had came to LA, and I was like, oh, like I was getting love out there too, and I was like, oh, I liked it. It was chill, but then quickly I realized like, oh wow, like just being around people who had the level of skill was really high. You know what I mean? And it was like I had to get my shit up.
Yeah, but it was just like a move of okay, I'm going Hollywood now.
To me, it wasn't Hollywood. To me, I thought I was going like, it's Hollywood. Nah, to me, I thought I was going even more underground.
Right, to connect with the scene over there.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Was there more appreciation out there you felt at that point for the style that you were making? Because like we said, you kind of kicked off a new thing in New York.
Yes, probably. Yeah, probably so. I would agree with that. But then I would say 60-40. or 55, 45 or whatever.
Yeah. Who did you connect with in LA? So obviously The Alchemist, you just mentioned, like people keep asking you about The Alchemist beats on the new record, but you guys been going way back. Yeah.
So I connected out there, Alchemist, my boy Anna Moss, Evidence, man, the list is so long. Early on, when I first moved out there, me and my boy Knowledge used to kick it like every day. Who else? Man, there's so many people in LA that I had stints of chilling with.
Now that you mentioned Knowledge, that was also the time that Earl Sweatshirt moved back. Like he moved to New York for that time, I think, or like shortly after.
I think so.
So he wasn't around, but like
he was though.
Oh yeah, he was. Okay.
I would see him all the time. I still do see him all the time, but over by Alchemist and he really fucks with my boy Anna Moss too as well. He's always with my boy Anna Moss crib nowadays. So he's in the mix. He's definitely in the mix.
Nice. And just so Gangrene was this project by Alchemist and
Ono.
And Ono, the brother of Madlib.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Honestly, literally, right?
That's his name.
Otis and Michael.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah. Shout out Ono.
Yeah.
Who is like your, not top 5, but like rapper producers, people who do both? Because that's, to me, that's just like, sometimes I think it's like graphic novelists. You have to like.
I need a 5.
You need a 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Diamond D. I feel like Diamond D, and this isn't in no order. So you got to do Diamond D. You got to do Kanye West. Large Professor.
Hell yeah.
The RZA. And Alchemist.
Yeah, there you go.
Alchemist, yeah.
Alchemist is very... there's so many underrated producers in terms of just like... even like Pete Rock has a perfect rap voice.
He does. Pete Rock is dope.
Lord Finesse is a much better rapper than...
Finesse.
most people are.
Yeah.
But also so nice with the... It's just something about it for people like when you have a record by someone who produces his own stuff, but also is like has no ego and gets other people's beats on.
Yeah.
And raps over that. This person will just know better what kind of... it feels like a very dense project all of a sudden.
Yeah. And in certain times, not to everybody's stuff, but like sometimes I'll like do things to people's beats.
When you get them from them?
Yeah.
How does that get across?
Sometimes people care, but most times people don't care. Like some people be like, oh wow, but like I had a song called Luke's Crib that I got the beat from Grey Matter. And originally the beat was like way faster and like higher pitch. So I just like slowed it down and like pitched it down a bit. And then he wasn't tripping. He was like, oh, this should sound tight. Like, you know what I mean? So sometimes I do treat people's beats like samples.
And when you have something like that super fire, is there something like you just can't rap on it?
I just give it away.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Or even sometimes like I'll be making a beat and I just hear somebody. I can hear their voice to it. Like as I'm putting it together, I'm like, nah, I gotta send this to so and so or whoever.
Yeah.
Do
you know who's gonna pick it? You must have a whiff. Like when you make it.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes like I did a beat for Joey's last album, was Brand New 9/11. I remember always thinking like, man, I should get this beat to West Side Gun, but I didn't. I gave it to Joey, and he ended up getting West Side Gun on it. So I was like, yeah, this is a West Side Gun ass beat.
Did he know that you were like already thinking that?
Who, Joey?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Nah.
That's crazy though, because West Side Gun beats are particular in some sense.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And when I made that beat, I was like, damn, Gun would kill this. And he did. He killed it.
Yeah, and then sometimes you just have the voice when you do something.
Yep.
I would like to play like one track that is from a producer's perspective. I would really like to hear your.
Or like my boy Navy Blue. Sometimes that happens to me too. Like I play a beat.
Yeah.
I'll make a beat and I'll hear him to it and he like it.
Navy Blue is also like not underrated. He's rated, of course.
Yeah.
But he just whenever he puts something out, it's so creative.
Yeah. He's dope.
That whole crew is amazing. There's one track that I want to play, and I would like to have your notes on like as a producer, just like how you put that one together. It's from the Consumers Park LP. That was 2018.
2018.
2018, yeah. What's Consumers Park?
So Consumers Park is Consumers Park is the name of a. I'll be honest, it's so funny. Consumers Park is just like the name of a. So in I don't want to misspeak. So in New York, there's this train station called Flatbush Avenue. No, not Flatbush. Franklin Avenue. But it's like the Botanical Gardens.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the shuttle. It's like the shuttle train. You know, you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Is it the one next to Brooklyn Museum? No.
Kind of. It's in that area of the world, but it's like the shuttle train. So it's like it's got the S on it, the gray S, and you can go along. It like runs along Franklin Avenue. So I think back in the days that was called like, and I'm talking about like early New York days. Like I think like 1800s, like early now. Like no, I might be stupid. Like early on, like in the history of New York, that was called Consumers Park.
Mm-hmm.
So I just saw that and was like, oh, that's fire.
Okay, no, drug pun in there.
Nah, because it was just like, yo, like this is old New York. The music is old New York. That's a term of some old New York stuff. I always just kind of liked the ring to it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Besides Too Afraid to Dance and A Forsaken Lover's Plea, none of my real project names have like no reason to them.
Yeah, just
like Boys and Girls was just like, ever since when I was a kid, I used to love the Boys and Girls. I just like the way that I sounded as like because it's high school, Boys and Girls High School in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like,
oh, that's why
you had to be tough to go to that school too, because it was really like, it was like tough in there. The kids was like,
it sounds like the non-tough one.
It does. It sounds like it's not, but nah, it'll happen. It could happen to you there. So
is that where you went? No.
Nah. I went to Medgar Evers College Preparatory School.
That's Flatbush, or
no? That's in Crown Heights.
And Crown Heights. Okay, yeah.
You know, went to my high school was Meech from Flatbush Zombies.
Oh yeah. Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't he older? No, they
by like 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
He was like 2 years, but like yeah, he went to high school with me for a little bit.
Yeah, nice. So these two tracks, actually, I just wanted to play one song, but now I'm going to play two tracks from the Consumers Park record. We just play them back to back, and then we talk about, because you just mentioned the one is Lorimer Street.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
Because that beat is like, whoever like tries to have you to put you in like in a vintage kind of situation. Right. This is not.
Right.
And the other one we play first, this is Sill's song.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Guess who
We never hold hands while we riding the L train. Say she sick of niggas, she be riding the L train. Dreads hella fake, real hair growing back. But I still beat the pussy like the cops do blacks. When I'm out in Miami, I text my Cuban link up. Only kind of bitch I'm built for. Yo, one time I hit raw, I ain't frontin', the plan B was nothing. I'm staying crunk, I'm hella drunk, I can't be barring you bitches. Yo, fuck his chain on, coming through pants rayon. Bumping Pyrex by Raekwon, bachelor status. Sip on cold Patron with the cactus, now you fuck with the rap shit, so we move like an actress who barely get paid. I guess everyone is someone out in LA, hating on me cause I'm dapper, fucking waiter / actor. Weak shit got me grabbing for the bottle. Your bitch asked if I'm a plus size model. Had to slow it down on you bitches just to take it full throttle. I wouldn't ever fuck any of them hoes from Mecca. You damn right I'm feeling myself. When I was trying to bust nuts, none you bitches wouldn't help. All that glitters ain't gold, every camo ain't bait. You ain't no dime, you a East Coast 8.
I emerged from the tombs into a new chamber. Street survivors, when we ride is timeless. The pack got me mindless. I'm trying to see Flatbush soon. Get my steam on, where my team's strong. Strangers bringing danger. Your album is not in my changer. I emerged.